There's a lot of reports that you were willing to listen to offers of current guys maybe nearing the end of their contracts to free up salary. Can you comment on all those reports?
Well, I think at this point we're in a position we've said. First of all, our main goal is to try to win a world championship this coming season, to repeat. You listen to any idea that people possibly have. That's what these meetings, I always find that they're a lot of fun and interesting because people throw all different type of ideas at you. You're always open-minded. I've always said that you never have an untradeable player, no matter how good they are. If you had a Miguel Cabrera in his prime, you trade him for 2 Miguel Cabreras. I mean, they don't happen very often. But I think you're always open-minded. We know we're not going to sign all of our players in the long term. That's not going to be possible, as we've talked about. But our number one goal is to try to win a world championship this coming year. So, again, you listen to people throw ideas out, but we're not actively shopping our players.
When reports like that come out, does it change communication in the industry? Do you hear from teams saying, hey, any truth to this? Does it increase the calls maybe?
Well, at times it does. Our scouts are out here. They're out in the lobby between meetings or people with other organizations. I get rumors from other organizations all the time, too. You have to sometimes substantiate what are reality. Sometimes it then takes a phone call for me to another general manager to see exactly where they are. But sure, it does. I mean, and again, I always find that that's why the winter meetings are the most interesting, because we're all together in one place. Sometimes you may not get offers back in your office for a week at a time. We're here. Sometimes people just pick up the phone and, hey, what about this idea? And sometimes it happens every hour.
When you talk about not being able to sign everybody, right? And we've been talking about that for a couple of years now, this core group that you've built inching towards their free agency. How challenging is that? You've been around this game a long time. You're a world champion. You're trying to stay at the top of the 30 teams while trying to transition for the future. How tough is that two-sided challenge?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge, but we all have our own challenges. Our ownership is fantastic. They give us more resources than anybody in baseball. They support us. So there's challenges attached to that, but we've known it's going to be that way for a long time. We've looked ahead. You plan ahead. We also were able to win a world championship, and our goal is to win it again. And then you'll tackle it from there. But it's one of those things that, sure, it possesses some challenges. The rules possess challenges nowadays. And when you look at people, what they can receive out there as free agents, they've earned that right. It's their ability to go out there. Your payroll can be high, but it can only be so high because of penalties that are attached to it, revenues received, and revenues that are shared. So it's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge, and one where really the goal with the Red Sox is no different. We're trying to win anytime we go out there.
So I'll ask you finally, yesterday you talked about not being overly aggressive in adding payroll, so no surprise there. Would it take moving a contract to try to do something significant at this point where you are?
Well, I don't even know that answer at this point. I think we continue to just explore every situation that's out there. We stay in constant contact with ownership and with Sam Kennedy from a revenue production in the organization. So we're in a spot where we have constant communication, and you just kind of always tackle and see what happens.
The honeymoon ends pretty quickly at the winter meetings, doesn't it? It becomes about next year real fast.
Well, it is. I think, though, when you come here, you know that you're officially at the next year. So 2018 was great. We'll remember those memories forever. We'll enjoy them. But we're planning for 2019 at this time.
All right, that work is underway here at the winter meetings in Las Vegas.